Okay, you guys, right here in the corner where it say MI Plus login, you want to go ahead and click on that. Once you click on that, if you have never registered before, you want to go ahead and click on new user because you're going to be a new user.
If I already have a LLC registered, would it be the same exact login that I use to register my
No, because
LLC?
that's a different department.
Okay.
Now, if you have a massage therapy license, a real estate license, anything like that, you probably already have an MI Plus account. But having an LLC or anything like that is not this login.
You said MI Plus login?
Correct. If you was on the page where I was just at, I said if you went and looked in your quick links, which was on your right hand side, it had said MI Plus login. Once you go there, you guys want to click on new user. When you go to new user, everybody is gonna have to agree to their rules and regulations, or else they're not gonna let you in. So if you want to read that, I'm not going to take time to read that. You could go back and read that later. So when you fill out your information, your username and password, I would suggest that you write it down. Many times I have helped somebody fill that out, and as soon as it's time to log in, they already forgot it. So make sure you write that down. It asks when once you get in, it's gonna ask you for your social security number on the next page. It looks like it's optional. I want to tell you that it's not optional. You do have to put your social in. The reason why they're not making it a requirement is because not everybody have a social security number. Some people are over here, they got a green card or different paperwork. But if you have a social security number and a social security card, you want to enter your social security number when you set up your account. If you don't enter it when you set up your account, you're going to have to sit on the phone and wait till Michigan help you out to get that information in there, which is a very long process. So once you guys go ahead and make your account, and then you're going to have to verify your email, and then you need to log in. So I'm going to move to the point where I log in.
Where's the start date and date? Is that a start date?
Just put a start date, don't put an end date. You starting today, you don't know when you're going to end. Your hope is to have your license forever.
Start today?
Correct. You're going to start today. This is just for the profile. But don't put an end date. And some of that also is for your address. So say, for instance, later you move, you're going to go put an end date on that address, and then you're going to put a new address and put a new start date on the new address.
It says date must be after. Oh.
How many people already filled out their thing and now have their verification and logged in? Okay.
I just have a question. Do you click add new or do you click continue registration?
You have to add your address. So I already have an account, actually two accounts. So they're not going to let me make another account. So I won't be able to walk through that part with you guys. But once you do go ahead and make your account, then you need to go back to the page and you're going to log in. So once we log in, I'm going to walk you guys through those steps. So if you like, I have lots of licenses. So one thing about MI Plus, your real estate license is under there, cosmetology instructor, or different type of license. If you a CNA, different things is under your MI Plus account. Any occupational license, I should say. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and move forward. And I'm gonna upload this as soon as I'm done. So if you guys do need to go back. So the first thing you want to do once you are logged in is you want to click on at the top, it say home license and enforcement. You want to click on apply for a license. Once you click on apply for a license, you're going to have to agree to their rules and regulations. Once you done with that, you want to stroll down and you want to find cosmetology. Everybody in this school is in cosmetology. But under this section, they actually breaks it down. Are you looking for a cosmetology license, an esthetician license, a manicurist license? And I think a lot of you guys, all you guys are estheticians in here. So you're going to click on esthetician application, and then you want to click continue. Once you click continue, you're going to see where they're asking you information about your social security number at the top. If you have a social security number, you don't have to worry about it because you already entered it. So you don't need any paperwork. If you're not from the country and you don't have a social security number, this is where you're going to submit supporting documents showing that you are legally in the United States and do qualify to become licensed. The next thing you want to do is an applicant. You want to go ahead and select yourself from that profile. You want to, I have two because I have an individual and an organization. So when you guys open up your business, you'll have a profile for your individual self and you will have a profile for your business. So you should only have one right now. So go ahead and select your name and you're an individual, then select your address. Once you select your name and address, you're going to go down and click on your county. I know everybody is in here from all over. So for me, I'm in Kent County.
I have a question. Which one was it? Establishment limited or limited school application?
You're esthetician.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Okay. And so the next thing that you want to do is you want to go ahead and continue. Now, before you continue, say other names listed. If your name is the same name that's on your state ID and social security card, you don't have to worry about it, right? So if your ID that you're going to walk in to the state of Michigan and show your ID has the name you put on here, you could just continue forward. After that, it's asking you, are you a new applicant or are you trying to do reciprocity? Like you're trying to, some people already have a license from another state and they're not a new applicant. They're just saying, I want to transfer my license from the state of Florida to the state of Michigan. But you're going to say new applicant because you're a new applicant. You don't have any license from another state. You're just moving forward. It's going to ask you, do you have good moral character? Please don't say no, even if you don't think you do, because they're not going to let you get a license. So you want to say, yes, you have good moral character. I don't even know why they ask that question. Like somebody going to say, oh, no, I'm a horrible person.
If you have a felony or misdemeanor, can you not get a license?
Just say you got good moral character. In the past, they did have it.
Like, do they check, I mean?
Yeah, I think they do. But even if you have a felony now, they changed that classroom right there. They did change the rules and regulations where you are now able to get your license as long as it's not a crime that involves you hurting another person. So if it's something that involves you attacking another person or something like that, or domestic violence or something like that, and you have a felony, then they may ask for you to get a few characters letters saying, oh, she's a good person, she changed her ways, she no longer choke people out. No, just playing. But just say you have good moral character, because if you got something in your past, I'm hoping that you change your ways and now you are living with good moral character. If you have been in the military, the Army, or any military, you do want to say yes, that you have, because they will waive your fee. And that's a benefit, if you've been in the military. But if you like me and you didn't want to go to boot camp because I didn't want to work out, go ahead and pass that up. And then they're going to ask you for your license document delivery. How do you want that delivered? Do you want that electronically only, or do you want that paper mail and electronically? For me, I'm going to need my cute little piece of paper, right? So I'm going to also want mine paper mail and electronically. If you only get it electronically, you got to print it out yourself. It's going to be on the paper you printed it on. But if you get it where it is paper mail, it's going to come on that cute blue paper that you see hanging up at the front desk with all of our license on it. So you could decide, because even when you get the paper copy, they're still going to send you electronic copy. So the goal is once you take that test and you take 2 parts, once you pass it, like 2-3 days later, they send you your license, sometimes like the next day, depending on how fast they're going over there. So after you complete that, they're going to ask you about those licenses in other states. If you don't have any licenses in other states, like I don't, you want to go ahead and move forward. But I do get people who come here who have licenses in other states, and they're just making up the difference. So say, for instance, they did manicuring in Florida, which only required 300 hours, but Michigan required 400. They come here, only do 100 with me. They're going to have to give that license and the support along with the hours that I gave them, the support that I have what Michigan required. It's going to ask you, do you have a 9th grade education? And everybody in here should be able to say yes, because we only allow you to come here if you have a GED or high school diploma. So click on yes. After that, it's going to ask you, do you got any other supporting documentation that you want to upload? You don't. So go ahead and continue forward. Now it's time for you to review the information that you put in. You want to make sure all of the information is correct. After you make sure all that information is correct, you want to go ahead and click that you agree to it and move forward. Okay, so you're going to see that the fee is $63. And the requirements is that you take your theory exam and your practical exam. So once you continue forward, it's going to take you to the page where you're going to make that fee. Once you make that fee and you log back in, you're going to notice that it's still going to say, oh, you have these 2 things pending. So you want to make sure it only say 2 things. If it says you're pending 3 things, you probably ain't put your social security number in. But if you went through and you put your social in, like I said, and you did everything right, you're only going to have 2 things pending. And those 2 things that's going to be pending is you taking your theory and practical examination.
Can we pay right now?
Yes, you can pay right now. If I was you, I would pay right now. If you're going to graduate within the next 2 weeks, pay. If you're not graduating within the next 2 weeks, don't pay. The only reason why I say that is because now the state of Michigan, with the electronic system, they're very thorough now. So once you pay, that fee is only good for 1 year. So if you pay on 3/28/2022, that is only good to 3/28/2023. So if you don't take your test within that time span, but if you know I'm going to take my test right away, Miss Teresa, I'm not worried about that. Go ahead and pay. But if you know you're going to be one of those slacker students who call me, oh, Miss Teresa, I think I got to pay again. Just pay as late as you can 2 weeks before you graduate. That way, you don't have to send them another fee.
But if I know I'm going to
Yeah, if you know and you're going to go take believe it or not, it's people who don't go right away and take they test and they contact me back. And now we got to resend the paperwork and they lost the paperwork I gave them. So I got to re-give them paperwork and all of that.
When people forget the questions and stuff?
Yes, as soon as you leave school, statistics show immediately you start forgetting the information. I don't care how smart you is. You could be a 4.0 in high school and college. You're going to start forgetting that information. So go take your test as soon as you can get in. It's important. All right. Okay. So hopefully you have a question, Faith?
No,
Oh, you just stretching? Okay. Nobody else have questions? All right. And I'm going to upload this to YouTube and send it through the link. So if any of you guys felt like you didn't catch a step, that way you can rewatch it. Okay. All right. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Mrs. Teresa.